Islam and Muslims are not compatible with the West. Islam, Judaism, and Christianity, the holy trinity of Abrahamic faiths. Muslims believe their religion is just as legit as the other two, with the Quran containing similar tales to the Bible, like Moses and the Red Sea adventure. In fact, the Quran tells Muslims to believe in the Bible more than 30 times, which is a lot of times. This shows that Islam recognizes and respects the religious texts and prophets of the other Abrahamic faiths. Prophet Muhammad was a pretty cool dude with values that align with Western virtues: equality, sincerity, justice, and forgiveness. These are the pillars of both Islamic teachings and the moral compass of those living in the West. It's like a universal language of being a decent human being. Muhammad's teachings emphasize the importance of treating others with respect, being honest and true to oneself, fighting for what's right, and letting go of grudges. So, while Islam may seem like the odd one out in the West, it's actually got a lot in common with its Abrahamic siblings. The Quran is like the cool cousin of the Old and New Testaments, and Prophet Muhammad is the wise grandpa with a heart of gold and a killer sense of humor, probably. Islam shares the same roots and many of the same beliefs as Christianity and Judaism, making it a close relative in the family of Abrahamic faiths. Islam's message of peace, love, and understanding is not so different from the core values of the West. By embracing the similarities and respecting the differences, we can build bridges of understanding and create a more harmonious world. After all, we're all part of the same human family, and a little bit of kindness and compassion can go a long way. Muslims do not contribute to society. Muslims have been shaking things up not just in Britain, but all around the globe. From boosting the economy to making groundbreaking strides in science, art, medicine, math, and astronomy, they've left their mark everywhere. In the UK alone, Muslims are dropping a cool $30 billion into the economy every year. And if you thought that was impressive, in 2020, they gave over $1 billion to humanitarian charities. That's a whole lot of generosity, like a charity marathon where everyone's running with their wallets wide open. Let's talk brains for a second. Muslims have been rocking the science and tech world for centuries, making huge contributions to everything from mathematics to astronomy. And just to keep things current, one of the masterminds behind the COVID-19 vaccine is a Muslim scientist. Talk about saving the world one jab at a time. Plus, during the World Wars, Muslims showed their bravery by stepping up to fight for Britain. 400,000 in World War I, and a jaw-dropping 5.5 million in World War II. That's some serious dedication. But the influence of Islam isn't just a local affair. It spread like wildfire across the Middle East, Africa, Europe, the Indian subcontinent, and even made its way to China. By the early 21st century, there were over 1.5 billion Muslims worldwide, proving that this religion knows how to throw a global party. In a nutshell, Muslims have made some seriously valuable contributions to the world, showing their commitment to making things better for everyone. Their generosity, courage, and brainpower have left a lasting impression on history, and they're still inspiring future generations to keep the good vibes rolling. Muslim women are forced to cover up. Islamic teachings do suggest that women should dress modestly, but the choice of how to cover up is totally up to the individual. It's like a fashion show where every Muslim woman gets to decide her own style. Some go for a simple headscarf, while others rock full-on robes. The way women choose to cover can vary not just by personal preference but also by culture, with each region putting its own spin on modest clothing. Unfortunately, in some patriarchal societies, this whole dress code thing gets twisted. Instead of empowering women, they end up using it as a tool to keep them down, forcing them to cover up in ways that strip away their autonomy. It's like taking a beautiful canvas and splattering it with paint to hide the artwork underneath. The key takeaway here is that modesty should be a personal choice, not a rulebook for oppression. Women should feel free to express themselves through their clothing without being pressured or forced into it. At the end of the day, it's all about empowerment and letting women decide for themselves how they want to dress. After all, whether it's a stylish hijab or a full-on robe, every woman deserves to wear what makes her feel confident and fabulous. Muhammad was the founder of Islam. Muhammad is often credited as the founder of Islam, but Muslims believe he was just the latest messenger in a long line of prophets, including Jesus and Moses. They see Islam as the same timeless message that's been revealed throughout history. And here's a fun fact: Muslims don't worship Muhammad. Nope, he's just a regular guy, like your neighbor who always borrows your lawnmower but never returns it. The way people dress and express their faith can vary wildly, from simple headscarves to full-on robes. depending on personal choice and cultural influences. It's like a global fashion show where everyone gets to strut their stuff. Unfortunately, some places take this whole modesty thing a bit too far and use it as an excuse to keep women down, which is about as cool as a root canal. So, while Muhammad may have kicked off the whole Islam thing back in the day, it's really about the message of unity and submission to one God. He's the guy who got the ball rolling, but the game is way bigger than just him. At the end of the day, it's all about empowerment and letting people choose how they want to express their faith, without any pressure or unwelcome surprises. So let's celebrate the diversity of beliefs, and remember that everyone deserves to wear what makes them feel good. Muslim men are encouraged to practice polygamy. This misconception pops up all the time, but a little history lesson can clear things up. 1400 years ago, when Islam was just getting started, women didn't have the same safety nets we enjoy today. Back then, getting married wasn't just about romance. It was a survival strategy for women, providing them with protection, a roof over their heads, and even a paycheck. That's why the rule allowing Muslim men to marry multiple wives was introduced, to help out widowed and divorced women who needed a little extra support. But here's the kicker. Muslim men are actually discouraged from taking on more than one wife if they can't provide for them equally, both financially and emotionally. It's like trying to juggle 3 flaming torches while riding a unicycle. If you can't handle it, maybe stick to one. In many Muslim countries, and even in some communities in the West, polygamy is seen as a relic of the past and isn't exactly celebrated. So, while the idea of multiple wives might sound like a reality TV show waiting to happen, in reality, it's often viewed as outdated. At the end of the day, it's all about context, and understanding the history helps us see why things were set up the way they were. So, let's keep the conversation going and ditch the misconceptions. Muslims must engage in jihad, also known as holy war. This misconception really blew up after 9/11 and still pops up now and then like an unwanted party guest. A lot of folks get it twisted, thinking that jihad is all about waging war and causing chaos, which is often used to justify the actions of some fringe extremists. But here's the scoop. Jihad doesn't mean holy war in the way most people think. It actually translates to struggling for God, which sounds a lot more peaceful, right? The truth is, the vast majority of Muslims are non-violent and definitely don't want to be lumped in with the extremists. For most Muslims, jihad can be as simple as wearing a headscarf to school, even when people tease you about it. Talk about a brave fashion statement. It can also mean saving up your allowance to donate to charity. Now that's a struggle we can all get behind? Sure. Fighting for your beliefs can be a form of jihad, but the term itself is much broader. It's really about any effort to do good and make the world a better place. So, next time you hear someone throw around the term jihad, remember it's not just about battles and violence. It's about the everyday struggles people face to live out their faith and do right by others. Let's spread the word and clear up the confusion, because understanding is way cooler than misconceptions. If you enjoyed this deep dive into misconceptions about Islam, make sure to check out Part 1, where we tackled even more myths head-on. From uncovering the truth about Islamic teachings to exploring the core values shared with other faiths. You won't want to miss it. Head over to the first video and join the conversation.